Hello everybody, this is Mike. I'm here with Amelia, she's manning the camera. Today we are going to teach you how to clean the betta fish tank. We have our betta fish Moonlight. He's already in our spare water. So what you're going to need is the spare container for the fish to be in while you clean out the dirty tank. I've got this, actually it's to scoop cat poop out of litter boxes, this strainer. I already have a bowl in the sink, and then we have the nasty water that we are already dealing with. So what I like to do is I'll pour most of the water without any rocks going into the sink, just outside the bowl. I think I'm making a little mess here too. Just to try to get all the gunk out so it doesn't stay in the rocks. Okay, then I'll take all the rocks and I'll just dump them in the bowl. So then some of the rocks stay stuck to the base that we're using. So we'll just kind of rinse them out, and you can dump this water in the bowl. All right. So then what I'll do is I'll turn the water off. I'm gonna set these aside. So it's been a while since we've washed this with soap. I'm going to do it today. Because we gotta get it nice and clean and disinfect it, or else it's just gonna get dirtier and nastier. But what you're gonna want to do is, when you're done doing that, you got to make sure that you clean and rinse it out quite a bit, because sometimes the soap can be harmful for the fish. And actually, I'm going to grab a different washcloth here to clean it out. Oh, actually, I'm going to use a sponge.
And should we do this with adult supervision?
Yes, kids, you always do this with adult supervision. Amelia, why don't you tell everybody while I'm cleaning this how you got your fish?
So while I was in class, we were doing a science project about fish. And I got a goldfish, but then all of a sudden it died. So then we went to the pet store and got a fish, and I was like, well, I don't want a goldfish again. I think I want to stick within a betta fish. So we got one, and his name is Moonlight because he is blue and black. Here, Moonlight, say hi to the camera. Yeah, this is his first time on camera, so he's really nervous. So you always want to make sure that the water is room temperature. So you should make sure that your Tupperware, it's good for the fish to swim in. You probably want a plastic one, not a glass one. But for your container, for your vase, you might really want a glass container. So and kids, here's something to tell you. So if your parents are like picking the fish up to put it in new containers, you can ask, can I do that and help? And if your parents say yes, we have a special little tip that we'll show you at the end. But make sure your hands are always clean before you put your hand in your fish tank to touch your fish. And back.
All right, so I just got done rinsing out the vase. So while I clean out the rocks, I'm just going to put a towel down and set the vase upside down. And then you're going to kind of dry the outside of it off so it's not too slippery. And you don't want to drop this because it is glass.
But is it plastic okay to drop?
Plastic is okay to drop. However, the last aquarium that we had, I picked it up with the rocks in it and it cracked on its own. So that's why we are using this vase. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the water that's got the rocks in here, and I'm going to kind of use the strainer to hold the rocks in place. Alright. So what I'll do is I like to take a handful of the rocks and just kind of let the water go through my fingers. Try to clean the rocks up as much as possible. Let them soak a little bit. It's not necessary to use the soap for the rocks.
Because if you use soap for the rocks, doesn't that also make it hard for the fish too? Because like if they have soap on them, it could be hard to rinse it off.
Correct. Alright, so now that we let the vase dry off on its own a little bit, I'll take the vase and I'm going to turn the water back on just slightly. And I'm going to take a handful of rocks, you can do 2 handfuls, and put it inside your strainer. Now, the smaller the holes in the strainer, the better, because once in a while you'll get like a small rock that can fit through. So you'll get an occasional tiny little pebble that'll go down your drain. It's not going to hurt anything, but you don't want to get a bunch of them down there. So just let the water and then the crud get down or get out of the rocks. And then what you'll do is you'll just pour them back in. And you'll keep going and doing this until you get all the rocks done. After a while of water just cycling through the bowl, you might be able to just dump the existing water and the rocks in the fish tank.
What kind of toys shouldn't a betta fish have in its tank?
Should or should not?
Should and should not. So let's start with the ones that they should not have.
Anything very small that you can't see. Anything that traps the fish. Like you want them to be able to swim around. The ones that you should have or you can have, for instance, we actually have one.
Here, I'll show them. Here. So we have actually 3 things, but we also have one, and that it will make sure it will trap the fish. So the first thing we have is this rock with 3 holes. It's like pink and black. Let's see,
That's Moonlight's favorite.
This is like Moonlight's all-time favorite. And you can put it many different ways. You can put it like this way. So like it has like eyes and you can like swim through the eyes. But I probably wouldn't suggest this one with the eyes because it actually could get stuck. I would prefer this side because it can go in and out. And you can see it's been in water a lot because it's got some rust on it a little bit. And it's blue inside. Now, before we cleaned his tank tonight, we found so much pebbles in here, like so much rock pebbles. We were like, wow. So we had to dump it out in the fish tank to get Moonlight out of his tank. Now, here are 2 more. Here are 2 more. Can you hand me the leaf and the rock? Leaf. So, here's another one. We didn't really put this in Moonlight's tank. I'm not for sure.
We had it in the old tank.
We had it in this tank that we had. It was like a fake tank with fake fish, but now we rinsed it off, and it's a little leaf for him, like to go around and stuff. And then we got one more, the blue rock. This is also one Moonlight had, a blue rock. So you can put it like that, so he can swim over it. What we did is we put it to the side of his glass, and he went swim, 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 and he swam right in there, and you're like, uh-oh. I was so nervous because I didn't want my fish to get stuck. So we thought he was gonna get stuck because you can see right here, and then it like goes in. My goldfish, we thought like he like died or something because he kept going in there and hiding. Like we didn't even know where he went.
Okay. So I just got done with the rocks. I put them all in with just the existing water that was in the bowl. Amelia, should we keep the pink rock or should we put the blue rock in this time?
I don't know. I think.
He hasn't had the blue rock in a while. Why don't we try that one?
Could we put his leaf in too? Maybe for a chance?
This is a real small diameter of a tank, so I don't want it to get too clogged up for him.
Next time, could we get him like a new tank or something, like a bigger tank?
Yes, we'll eventually get him a bigger tank.
Okay.
So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just set them this here on the side.
You kind of want to dig it in there.
Yep, so it holds it in place. Now what I'm gonna do now is I am going to put the plug in the sink because it is time to transfer your fish into the tank, and we do not want him to go down the sink drain.
So I want to do it.
Oh.
So since I said before, we were going to teach you how to pick up your fish and put him in the container. So I will do that here. So what we do is we take your fish, and he might swoop around a little bit. He might tickle you. See, he's really feisty. He's feisty, see. He's really feisty. So you want to make sure he's at the side of the bowl. So you want to kind of be against your bowl because you could just kind of, okay. Moonlight, stay. Oh gosh.
Got him? There you go.
And there he goes into his new tank.
And then we're just going to pour the rest of the water in here. Because we know he's probably just not loving this.
Yeah.
There we go.
So, and we are also going to feed him, so I'm going to go get his food right now. Yeah. So I'll be back in a second here. Yeah.
Maggie decided to get in the video too. Hi, Maggie.
Hi.
How are you?
Okay.
Do you like cleaning the fish tank?
Yeah.
You do?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
So here, you also can find these somewhere. So this is what we're normally feeding him now. But before we fed him these, you can find them at PetSmart. And what you do is you drop it in, and it says it's a beta fish feeder for 7 days. So you let it sit, and he eats it. But we realized, it's making his tank really like cloudy and stuff, and we didn't like that. So we are not using these anymore. So
Why don't you hold on to the camera here, Amelia, and I'll feed him.
So you're gonna watch my dad feed Moonlight.
You got the one that was not open yet.
Well, I don't know where the
It's
other
fine.
one
We'll
is.
open it up.
Yeah.
Oh, it's right over here. Hold on.
Oh, Mickey.
We came prepared.
Mickey, say hi. Hi.
All right.
Okay.
So this is already open.
Yeah.
And here's what they look like. And you
Now
just do a little
Pinch.
pinch. So you're going to feed them about 7 to 8 pellets. And that's it. All right.
Mickey.
Well, thanks everybody for watching our video. Hopefully you learned a little bit about how to clean a beta fish tank.
If you have one.
And if you have one, great. If you don't, I highly recommend it. They're very easy to take care of. All right. Amelia, I appreciate it. This is Mike.
And Maggie has a message.
Oh.
Maggie, say like and subscribe and comment.
Like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe. So,
All
bye.
right. Thank you. Bye.